Good morning, everyone. This is Lynn Sugiyama speaking on behalf of the Arizona Buddhist Temple. Today, we're here to commemorate our July and August Shotsuki Hoyo. Shotsuki Hoyo is the time that we remember our loved ones who have passed away during these months of July and August. So here are our names. For July, this is in memory of Toshiko K. Allman, Robert Toru Azuma, Sandra Toshia Barton, Robert Carpenter, Heiichi Doi, Satsuki Fuji, Atsuko Fukumoto, Seki Higuchi, Ei Hikida, Toshio Hikida, Yoshifusa Hirosawa, Fukuo Hosogai, Tanosuke Iguchi, Katsumi Ikeda, Misa Ikeda, Tai Ikeda, Masaji Inoshita, Geraldine Kennedy, Sadamu Kuwata, Toshiko Manza, Reverend Ryujo Nagoya, Ted Namba, Sadako Jane Oishi, Tomoko Okabayashi, Satoru Okabe, Asano Okuma, L. Sadler, Michiko Saeki, Carl Sato, Chia Sato, Ichi Taraji, Kunie Lucia Tomooka, Mary Ann Shizue Tomooka, Toyokichi Tomooka, Sho Tozaki, Kunichi Watanabe, and Ronald Masatoshi Yoshioka. These are the names for August. In memory of Aizen Asano, Nobuko Shirley Delasso, Reiko Fuji, Warren Fua, Sadako Hikida, Hideyo Hisamoto, Matsuhiro Hisatake, Ryukichi Honma, Colin Howard, Betty Inoshita, Sanichi Ishikawa, Yukie Kato, Tsutomu Ben Kawamura, George Minoru Kawata, Linda Hiromi Kostner, Hana Maruyama, Tom Tamotsu Misokami, Baichiro Nakagawa, Joe Nishida, Ryoshin Roy Okabayashi, Kazuko Okabe, Shigeko Mildred Olson, Kathleen Minato Spradling, Kaoru K. Sugiyama, Reverend Unsho Sugiyama, Hisa Takamatsu, Kazuo Takata, Noboru Takiguchi, Phyllis Tang, Kuniji Tashiro, Roy Tom, Miyano Tsutsumida, Junko Ikeda Wilson, George Yamaoka, Kumayano, and Ewart Suehiro Yasukawa. Will you please join me in Kasho? Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. So these are the names on the list for July and August. If any name has been left off, we apologize on behalf of the Arizona Buddhist Temple, but please let us know the names that are missing from July and August. Please give us a call at 602-278-0036. Next, we'll have a Dharma message from Reverend Gregory Gibbs from the Pasadena Buddhist Temple. Thank you for listening. Shomen Shogen, Naumari Dabutsu. Please enjoy the Dharma talk. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Ellen Goto and I are here at the Pasadena Buddhist Temple recording this service for the Arizona Buddhist Temple, and it is being prepared for July 11th of 2021 for the Arizona Buddhist Temple combined Shotsuki Hoyo for July and August. As this is a combined memorial service for all those you've lost in the months of July or August, we're here to remember quite a few people. People who were major leaders of your community. People who we genuinely miss. I thank Lynn, Michael, and Von Sensei for doing the hard part of this service, for preparing the Naijin, for chanting the sutra, for reverently reading the names of those to whom this service is dedicated. I'm just here to talk. And so I will talk, I will speak with you about the fact that we must separate from people and things we care about, and the fact that we still consider our lives to be a gift and a treasure. My younger son, Ren, when he was about 4.5 years old, asked me once, "We all die in the end, what's the point?" These sorts of thoughts occur to young children, you know. When we grow older, we forget how young we were when we started thinking such thoughts. I thought deep thoughts when I was 4.5 too, but not that one. I was raised Roman Catholic, and between that and the influence of dominant Euro-American culture, I was, at the age of 4, 5, or 6, pretty sure that this life is followed by either a heavenly reward or a hellish punishment, which would, if that were true, be a potential and partial answer to the question of what the point of persevering in this life truly is, which is what Ren asked me at 4.5. Actually, there is no reward and punishment. There are karmic consequences to our actions, but that is something very different. I will go into that a little later. Right now, let me stress that for Buddhists, there is no expectation of reward or punishment in the next life. Even more importantly, for Buddhists, this life is not less real or less important than some future life. This is it. Now, what I said to my 4.5-year-old son 13 years ago was that we, his mother and brother and I, find life to be intrinsically valuable, to be valuable in itself. Now, you can use words like intrinsic with your 4-year-old as long as you go on to tell him what it means. So I explained to Ren at 4.5 that his mother and brother and I enjoyed spending time with him, and that the world was better for having people have this experience of enjoying spending their time together. I told him other things about the goodness of life that day. But today, to all of you there in Arizona, I'm simply saying, this is it. This life is it. We could sing that Kenny Loggins song over and over again, but I don't think it would help us to understand that this is it. This life, this is it, is the point. This opens out into untold dimensions. But they're all dimensions of this one dynamic, interpenetrating reality. The lives that we live are important. This is why one part of the Buddhist path is always to decrease our negative karma. There is no reward and punishment, neither at the end of our lives nor now. Neither at the end of our lives nor now does anyone punish or reward us for being good and bad. But there are karmic consequences of our actions. Our actions have consequences. What we usually mean by karmic consequences are simply the effects of our actions. We tend to call a system of cause and effect karmic when it has some moral significance to us, but this whole world, this whole dynamic interpenetrating string of universes operates on the basis of causes within set conditions. We and those we care about suffer, especially when we are incautious. It's not reward and punishment. My mother died at the age of 76 of a heart attack brought on by emphysema, a chronic obstructive respiratory disease, which she developed after a lifetime of smoking tobacco. No one punished her for smoking because it's a bad thing. It just turns out to be dangerous. My mother was not punished for her wrongdoing in smoking tobacco. She suffered because of her mistake. So we should be careful. We should educate ourselves about causes and conditions, about what causes lead to what effects. But we will still make mistakes sometimes. Wise persons, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, expect us to make mistakes. We are accepted by, welcomed by the Buddha despite our mistakes. Because of our failings, the Buddha embraces us and never abandons us. And there is a glorious, joyous, marvelous future awaiting us all. There is tremendous fulfillment for me, for my parents, for you, and for your loved ones in the pure realm of the Buddha in the future. I have no doubt of this. And yet, even if it were not true, what I told my son Ren 13 years ago is still true. Just to have been able to spend the time that I have with him, with his brother, with he and his mother, with my mother, these times in themselves were enough to make this life worthwhile for me. Enjoying the company of those we love for a while is enough to make this life valuable to me. As we are recording, this will be my last time to use this anecdote. But allow me once again to remind you of the famous Ingmar Bergman film, The Seventh Seal, from 1957. There's a scene where this disillusioned knight has breakfast, a pleasant breakfast of fresh milk and wild strawberries, with an actor and his wife and their toddler son. And enjoying this time with these wholesome, decent people, enjoying this healthy meal with these wholesome people, he says, "This will be enough. I will hold this memory like I hold this bowl, and this will be enough." Hey, there's an unbelievable fulfillment awaiting you and I, and your mother and my children in the Buddha's realm of light. But even if there weren't, the time I spent with my sons, my mother, my wife, and my family, this would be enough. I will see you all in Phoenix one day before too long. I will spend time with most of you in the Buddha's realm of illumination and adventure much later. But speaking with you this morning about the memorials, about your Shotsuki Hoyo service for July and August, about life. I truly hope that you, like Ingmar Bergman and myself, have had your "this is enough" moments. Such moments are real and true. It doesn't mean that there isn't a future life. There is a future life. But when you've spent a little time with people you genuinely care about, you just might find that you've got what you need. It's enough. It will be enough. If my bones were ground into dust, presently, I would still be grateful for having been Myrtle Louise Trimmer's Gibbs's son. I would be grateful for being Sho Michael Gibbs's father. I would be grateful for being Ren Ian Gibbs's father, even if presently my bones were ground into dust. I'm sure that most of you have had these "it will be enough" moments. Remember them. treasure them. And if you will, please join me in Gassho. In closing, we will say the Buddha's name together a few times. We rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.